All right, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, the Garden Guru. This is the Conscious Growing Garden channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Help us out. Hit that like button right after you hear this video if you like what you see. Right, help us with the channel if you hit the like button with the algorithm and subscribe to the channel so you can get the notifications. Hit that bell when we upload the videos. So we in winter time right now. Now we do have the inside greenhouse, so we'll be putting up another video today. But this is the first video we're gonna do today. Is about how they can claim they're not lying to us. Excuse me. They can claim they're not lying to us because what they do is, instead of telling you on the news what's going on in our community and what's going on and what they're planning, what they do is they put it in movies. And so today we got a list of movies that we can talk about, and we're gonna sit in the man cave and talk about those movies that are out, right? The certain movies, and they'll put the truth right in your face and put it in a movie, so you won't know what it is. So we're gonna talk about a few movies. We're gonna name them off, and then we're gonna talk about um, the details in that movie. Okay. So the first movie we're gonna talk about is Dope Sick. Dope Sick is a movie about the pharmaceutical company with their opioids, or how they came out with OxyContin. And when they first came out with OxyContin, they were walking around telling doctors that it's only a 1% chance of people getting addicted to these opioids. And they covered it up. They told them that the FDA said it and everything else. These people were lying. These pharmaceutical companies were lying. And they got a lot of uh, doctors to subscribe these opioids to people like miners and people that were working really hard, tough jobs with their backs and stuff, and their pain that they were dealing with as far as everyday life. You know what I'm saying? People that were struggling with chronic pain and chronic arthritis. They were passing these opioids out, and millions of people got addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good movie that you might want to go see, right? Uh, the next movie we're gonna talk about some new ones and some old movies, okay? Because we got some old movies out here like Demolition Man. Demolition Man is a movie where they actually take a cop and a criminal, and they freeze them both, and then they unthaw them. One gets unthawed, or I don't know how, I can't remember how he gets unthawed, or whatever. But he's going around committing all kind of crimes, and at this time in the future, this takes place in the future. This future part of the movie where they're no longer physical. They don't have guns. They don't even have. They use the virtual glasses that you see that they're selling now to go work out and play video games and virtual world with your friends. Now they got in this future world in Demolition Man. Now these people are even using these glasses to have sex. So they're not even procreating. They taking embryos and cells and stem cells and stuff and putting and sperm and putting it together and making their own babies in their own tubes. So you got test tube babies. Um, and so there's no longer physical touch. They're talking about because there was so many diseases and so this guy come along, one leader come along and rule this whole planet, and he makes all these rules up where these people can't physically touch or anything else. Okay. Another movie is an old movie called Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State is a movie about a national security agency uh, that has a congressman assassinated to assure uh, of the new uh, survey in legislation, surveillance legislation. Okay, will go out. They had a new survey legislation that would be like AI. They killed this dude because they want him to pass this law saying that he was going to let the surveillance legislation pass where they can watch everybody. And uh, this national security agency congressman assassinates this dude, this senator, for not going along with his deal. Unfortunately, uh, somebody has a camera on him because he is a congressman, and they have a camera, and they end up getting the film of him killing the dude. And the film gets passed around, and it ends up in the hand of a lawyer, which is being played by Will Smith. And then of course, they try to uh, kill him, and since they can't get to him, they start attacking his whole family. They make him seem like he's having adultery. They max out. They cancel his credit cards. They get him fired. I mean, they bug his clothes and his shoes and everything. I mean, they do everything to this guy to try to bring them down. Okay, um, so they can set up the surveillance legislation. They want to pass the law that they can film and record everybody in the fucking world, basically. Terminator, the movie Terminator. Terminator is a movie about, everybody knows about the movie Terminator. I'm saying some of these things you guys don't even need me to say it. Terminator is about a people from the future that come back to save a woman who's going to have a baby, who's going to lead these people into the future to be able to defeat the robots that they created. But these robots get so futuristic that they end up getting real skin and real blood. You can't even tell that they are robots, but these things are very strong and they can hardly be stopped. And the robots end up taking over the world, and they end up in a war with the people. Okay, um, the movie Taken. The movie Taken is about a young lady who has a father who's a very skilled uh, ex CIA or FBI or agent or something, and he lets his daughter goes to Paris. And as she goes to Paris, they have sex trafficking uh, uh, over there, and as well as they have, you can name where they have it at, right? I didn't want to go into that. But on this movie, they have a specific sex trafficking, and this young man meets her at the airport and starts talking to them, invites them to a party. They go to the party, her and her friend, who's in Paris with her, and or they invite him to the house or something like that. He said some party or something, and he end up calling the sex trafficker dudes, and they end up taking the young lady and her friend. And of course, the father comes to rescue, which is part of the movie, which is more of the facade or the fantasy of the movie. But the part where they sex trafficking these girls and moving them around is definitely true, because we know that's going on in countries all over the world, right? Then we got an old school movie with Total Recall. Okay, a company that plants false memories into people's brains, right? And then for like a fantasy trip or whatever. But they end up taking these trips in their brain and confusing these people, making them think they're somebody else and all this, right? This is like what you would call like MK Ultra, right? Um, then we can go up to the more current movies. Okay, some of these movies you might have heard of, some of these movies you may not have heard of. We're gonna keep going. Let's pick one more old one, The Matrix. The Matrix is a movie where you get plugged into the system of the world. You're no longer walking around as a person. You completely, everything is plugged in. And Matrix, really what you don't really know is we are all plugged into the Matrix. We're living in this world. Everything's technology. Everything's this, right? Or your TV don't longer need cables or wires to even watch. You just get the Fire Stick or a Roku TV or whatever, a smart TV. You can hook up to any TV, any satellite in the air, and you can excuse me, and you can plug right into the system, and you can go, Wi-Fi. Remember, you used to have a cord so you can get online and all that stuff for the computer and for you, and you know what I'm saying. Now you can just have Wi-Fi in your house, and you can just your phone, your TV, your tablets, all is on Wi-Fi, all in the air. You plugged in. Okay, so that's what the Matrix is about. You plugged in. Uh, then we talking about the next one. We're moving up to some more current movies. Okay, the movie Contagion. Contagion is a movie about Gwen Patrol. If she returns to Minnesota from Hong Kong, she thinks she's feeling a little sick. She thinks she has jet lag. Okay, a few days later, she finds out that it's not jet lag. She actually is very sick, and she goes to the hospital, and she dies. Okay, and then a few days, other people begin to get sick, and it's a panic. Before you know it, she brings back this disease from Hong Kong, which ain't that funny. Like that's like China, like too far from China, right? But they're gonna use Hong Kong. And she brings back this disease, and when she gets back to Minnesota, all the people on the plane start getting sick. They start dying. Everybody that she's been in contact gets sick. The doctors and nurses, and it becomes a huge epidemic. Okay, it's called Contagion. Hey, you should watch it if you haven't watched it. The next movie is Squid Game. Okay, Squid Game is a movie where there's hundreds of broke people that accept an invite to compete in a kids game. And the trick of the kids game is that if you trick about the kids game is that if you and it's just all for money. People do for the love of money, right? For the love of money. You know what I'm saying? Or the OJs, right? People don't let money change you. You know what I'm saying? And so Squid Games is hundreds of broke people accept an invite to compete in a kids game, and then they realized in this kids game that you got the option to leave, but if you stay in the kids game and you play, if you lose the game, then they murder you. Okay, you automatically your defeat is your life, and so some of these people go along because they need the money, and some of the people actually in that go along with it are actually a part of the Squid Game themselves, and they're acting like uh, they're with them as far as they're broke and they need the money. But some of these people are a part of to go along, get along with the Squid Game to help to make these people want to go along too and think that they can actually take the test and pass and get the money. So you guys need to watch that. You can watch that on, I believe that's on Netflix. Okay. Um, there's another movie that I don't have the intel on. I didn't look it up yet to get the intel, but it's called The New World Order. Okay, and I don't have the information on that one. But I mean, come on, the movie's called The New World Order. You know, so they'll act like that's fake, but then the politicians get it right on TV. Well, the raise in the New World Order. You know, you had Bush and them saying that. You had Reagan and them saying that. You know, and they want a one world government where they can control everything. You know, these people are sadistically evil and criminals of our country and foreign countries as well. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, okay, and they should all be taken down. The last movie I want to talk about is this movie called Above Majestic. Above Majestic is a movie about September 10th. The Secretary of Defense Donald Roosevelt discovered that there were $2.3 trillion missing, which is the tax dollars, plus the money that was the gold and money that was missing in the Twin Towers. And then what happened was after they figured that it was missing, the next day they had they called the guy who owns the Twin Towers and several senators and leaders of our government to the Senate floor to talk to them about where is this $2.3 trillion missing. And the very next day, which was that was September the 10th. The very next day, we all know what happened, which is 9/11. So they'll do a movie right in your face. They'll put a movie up about it right in your face and tell you, this is a cover up. This is half truth. This is this, and they won't tell you that this is really going on. So they're not gonna sit up there and get on the news and tell you the truth because they gonna tell the news what to say. And the news gonna tell you what they think, especially according to whatever politician is in the office. Uh, 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 if it's a Republican, the Republican stations will be on the president and the administration side, while the Democrats will be, putting their head down, and especially with it being, a tragedy such as that, where people are, losing their lives and passing away, and and all that kind of stuff. But nobody wanted to talk about the day before that, where the Secretary of Defense Donald Roosevelt went to the Pentagon and found that the $2.3 trillion was missing of the people's tax dollars. And the very next day, all of a sudden these planes are being ran into these buildings and to where we have gold and things of that nature and platinum and stuff that the American people, or that the United States of America had their own stuff in a vault in the Twin Towers, and all of a sudden uh, those buildings come down. Now, after they discovered that the $2.3 trillion was missing in the Pentagon, they also went immediately. You know what you do. Once you discover that amount of money missing, the first thing you do is you go to the other place where you got your rest of your money, which would be the Twin Towers. And they went and found that money was missing too. And like I said, the very next day, 9/11, those buildings were all attacked. So we know that that was a distraction, right? That's what we believe, right? In our opinion, right? Um, these few movies that I'm talking about, there's several more. They'll put these movies out and they'll show you a depiction of what might be going on or what might be happening in the future or what might be happening as they play it as it's entertainment. But some of these things are actually events that have happened, truths and cover-ups from people who deserve no less than to be charged with treason in our country. People that are using technology to control our people, uh, sex trafficking our women and children in this country and abroad. You know what I'm saying? Using all types of, like I said, technology to control the world, to decide what it should do, right? Even the using uh, 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 the movie Contagion, when they're with the diseases, right? The Wuhan lab, she's in Hong Kong and she gets sick and comes back with this, right? Come on, man. They putting it right in our face. So go watch these movies. And you can find them on you can find them on Netflix, you can find them on Roku TV, um, you can find them on Hulu. I think some of these movies you can watch Matrix on Hulu. Uh, the Squid Game is on Netflix. Contagion is on Roku. I think you got to pay for above Majestic. Total Recall and Taken and I think, yeah, I think you find Enemy of the State, right? You can find that on Tubi. That's free. And you know what I'm saying? So you can watch these movies, and you have to start watching these movies with your third eye so that you can see that these people, they're gonna say, we never lied to them. We put them in the movies, because they have to tell you the truth. They're just gonna tell you in a way where you don't see that that's actually what's going on. Okay. But we are living in an Aquarian age. Okay. We are living in the Aquarian age. And in the Aquarian age, this is the age of awakening. It is time for our people, American people, and people abroad, all over this country, all over this great nation, all over this great world, this whole planet we call Earth, to wake up and take heed to what's going on, and rebel against some of these ungoverned. I would call them ungoverned, because these people ain't no governing. They ain't governing. They ungoverning. Militias, mafias, uh, uh, secret societies, right? Plotting and planning against we the people across this great nation, across this great country. And it's time for us to wake up and say, you know what? No more. No more. As far as I want to say something about, see, this is what happens when you don't know your Constitution. The Constitution uh, says that if you believe that your government is being vicious, is being uh, unhonest, unethical, right? That we the people have the right to overthrow them. So when people start talking about, when all these people get on here and try to make it seem like, oh, January 6th was a this and it was a that, man, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat, but I always thought that we should have been, in the words of Paul Mooney, we should have been went down to the White House, on up to the, I mean, not to Congress and to where the senators at, and go up there and and get to chopping their heads off, not literally but figuratively. And I bet you they'll take that money and put it back then. I bet you they'll start doing us right then. You know what I'm saying? We should start changing the laws, and so we can all become senators. And you only get 4 years. You get your first 4 years like a senator, like a president, and then if we like you, we'll let you get 4 more years, and after that you're done. So everybody in the country that's a U.S. citizen can be a senator. We got people now becoming senators who ain't even U.S. citizens. We got, in my opinion, we got people becoming presidents who ain't U.S. citizens technically. They just using anybody and everybody that go along with their agenda. And it's time to shut these evil tyrants down. I am not a patriot of this government. I am not a patriot of their rules and laws. I do believe in law and order, but I am a patriot of my country, because this is where I live and lay my head. This is where my family lives and lay their head. And we got certain rights that our forefathers left. And if those rights count for all American citizens, then we are all should be able to live freely by those laws. And we're gonna have to implement the old 1776 Constitution, no law, where we can get some our rights reestablished, restored, right, and where people can we can get justice, and not just from the political standpoint, but from the judges. We can get justice. We can get fair treatment from the political side. We can get fair treatment in the courts. We can get fair treatment from the hospitals and the doctors. You know, We can get fair treatment despite the color of your skin. You can get fair treatment despite the money that's in your pocket. Somebody that has $1 million in the bank and somebody got $1 in the bank should still get the same type of medical treatment in this country, because it's about the life, not about the paper that you done printed and you know what I'm saying, that can buy a bunch of stuff. All right, Conscious Growing Gardener family, and those that are watching that come on YouTube to check us out, share this video, like this video, comment, you know what I'm saying, uh, subscribe to the channel, man. Help build the channel. Once we get 50 subscribers, we just started putting up videos a little while ago. We got 1.1 K subscribers on Facebook, and so we're moving over to YouTube, and we want people to come on over. Those that are watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and share this to your Facebook, share this to your Instagram, so the people can see this, and help us build our channel so that we can start doing lives and stop doing uploads, and maybe move on a little further, get a little bigger, so that this message can get out. We'll be back later on today, y'all. I'm gonna go up. I got an inside greenhouse, and we're gonna do a video in the inside greenhouse where the queen has set up all of the peppers and the onions, tomatoes, and lettuce and things of that nature, so we get ready for our spring garden early. All right, y'all. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy. Okay. I noticed that there's been a shortage of medicines on the counter, over the counter stuff, all kind of stuff. Walgreens is missing stuff. We got shortages on meats, right? This is why I've been telling people to start, growing their own fruits and vegetables. These people have not been doing us right at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't find hardly nothing over the counter as far as medicine is concerned. So a lot of people are, when they get sick, they don't know what to do, so they run in and they go into the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually people's last resort of being being ill, especially when you got some kind of cold or flu, right? You tend to stay at home and try to stay healthy and take different things. But if you can't find it, then you get scared, and I suggest that, what I'm saying, if you can't find anything over the counter, if there's missing, you go to different stores, you can't find anything, go get some herbal tea. Go get some green tea. If you don't want to go see the doctor, if that's your last resort and you just don't want to go do that, go get you some ginger tea. Go get you some cumin. Okay, go to the spice racks. Get you some cumin, get you some ginger tea, some peppermint tea. Okay, get you some lemon and some honey. Okay, get you some Halls for your cough. Okay, get you some, if you can find some vapor rub, get the vapor rub it on your hands, like the stove. Put your hands close to the stove as you possibly can. Get as hot as you can. Put it on your chest and put it on your back. Jump in put you some thermals on. Get under the covers and sweat it out. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm not giving medical information. I'm just saying, if you don't want to go to the doctor and you're dealing with, this is flu season. You know what I'm saying? I know some people are talking about that other thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't took the test, you don't know if you got it or not. But either way it go, it's still a very harsh cold. And if you don't want to go and take that thing, then there's other ways. If you can't find over-counter medicines, this is another thing that you can always do. You looking for some HCQ? Go ahead, boil go buy you some grapefruits. Go buy you some lemons. Okay, and if you don't want to boil, you can take the peelings and boil them and then make a tea. If you don't like it's really bitter, and you might want some honey with it. But if you don't like that, then you can go ahead and eat the lemons and eat the grapefruit together. You know what I'm saying? Put them in a bowl and eat them, and that'll really ease up your throat, and especially if you dealing with the other thing. And that's technically boiling those things is how you make hydrochloric. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to say the words because these people are so petty. They'll act like my agricultural science and our ability of me and the queen as being the conscious growing gardeners. We still can't say stuff. Hey, you want to make HCQ, okay? Boil you some lemons, some lemon peelings and some grapefruit peelings. Boil them, okay? Make a tea, okay? Get you some honey because it's gonna be bitter, okay? And if you can't stand it, then just eat the grapefruit. Some people don't like grapefruit at all. But eat the grapefruit and the lemons, and it should help. All right, family. Take care. Be safe. All right, and watch some of those movies, okay? With your third eye. All right. It's your boy, the Garden Guru. We are the Conscious Growing Gardeners. We're out. See you later. Peace.